New Jersey Governor Chris Christie gave his State of the State address from Trenton yesterday.
Yeah, Governor Christie spent most of the time talking about the state's recovery from Superstorm Sandy, specifically pointing out how everyone just pulled together in the aftermath of the storm.
Sandy may have damaged our homes and our infrastructure, but it did not destroy our spirit. The people of New Jersey have come together as never before, across party lines, across ideological lines, across ages and races and background.
If you watched the speech, you knew that working together was the big theme. He also talked a lot about Republicans and Democrats working together to get things done. Joining us this morning, author, political analyst Steve Adubato. Nice to have you back on Good Day New York.
It was good to be here.
What did you take away from the speech yesterday?
Oh, Sandy, all the time. I mean, look, the Democrats are going to blast the governor saying that he's using Hurricane Sandy to divert attention.
Didn't one of those Democrats 2 days ago say, oh, the governor must have been praying for this?
Not just any Democrat, Rosanna. Senate President Steve Sweeney, who is the governor's arch nemesis, if you will, in the legislature, they get along on some things. But he said, look, the governor, and he apologized right away for it, but I couldn't believe he was even thinking it. He said, because the Democrats are frustrated. You've got a governor who's got a 70% approval rating with a 2% higher unemployment rate than the rest of the nation. Sweeney actually said the governor must have been hoping and praying that things turned around for him. And sure enough, Hurricane Sandy happened. And as he said it, Dave, he said, oh, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. They're frustrated.
We have the bite. Let's go to it.
The governor basically said the storm has damaged the economy. Well, it has, but the storm didn't happen 3 years ago. And the economy has been in bad shape ever since this governor's come into office.
All right, that's not the bite that we were talking about, but again, this is...
That's what he meant
Mr.
to say.
Sweeney. Yeah.
Right.
This is Mr. Sweeney's...
Yeah, he would... I'm sorry, Dave, for interrupting. That's what he meant to say. What the Democrats are trying to say is, look, the governor wants to talk about Hurricane Sandy, and the fact is people are suffering down the shore. They're suffering in Moonachie. They're suffering in other places that they're not in their homes. We don't know what the insurance situation is. We're waiting for that. Of the $60 billion, we only have, what, $9, $10 billion from the federal government? But Democrats are saying, look, we know that Sandy is devastating. We know that we have a lot of work to do, but we have an unemployment rate that's high. We have a huge fiscal problem in the state. We have a budget situation. We have same-sex marriage that has to be resolved. And you know what the governor's saying? Yeah, but we don't deal with Sandy. We've got nothing else that really matters. And you want to know something? It looks like most voters right now, now is not forever, agree with the governor.
So let's play this out. Let's play this out. You have a governor whose political aspirations could take him out of New Jersey.
So I've heard.
Okay. He is certainly riding a wave of immense popularity for his leadership on this single topic. However, if these other issues, like the economy, do not begin to click into gear, what is Governor Christie's political circumstance 24 months from now?
Well, whoa, come on, Dave, think about that. Talk about a snapshot, 70% approval rating. I've seen people, President Bush, after 9/11, let's not forget this. I know everyone has heard this before, 80, 90%. Where was he just a few years later, a few months later? It is a snapshot in time.
Right.
Governor Christie knows that. He knows, as well as anyone else, that those billions of dollars, it's one thing getting that, Roseanne. Imagine it, you get the money into New Jersey, it's got to get to the people, the homeowners, the businesses. If those dollars don't get to the people, and if it doesn't turn around, Chris Christie knows that he's going to take a hit for that. And frankly, he should, because he has been the leader. He's been out front. He's ready to deal with that. Everything is riding, it seems to me, his state aspirations, his national aspirations. Everything is riding on the ability to get things done in Hurricane Sandy.
Listen,
he's the quarterback here.
Listen,
it's not the Jets. He's responsible.
He definitely has the state in mind, but he's reaching out to Washington. You could tell he's got, he's ready for his presidential,
cameo.
But Rosanna,
cameo. Today he's on every national morning show. Okay, every national morning show. We've reached out to him several times, have not seen him on Good Day New York since he was running for governor. But anyway, every national morning show. And then yesterday, in his State of the State address, he talked about Washington should be doing what we're doing. Play that piece of the speech.
Washington and both parties could learn something from our record here in New Jersey. Let me tell you, our citizens certainly have. Now, 61% of them believe our state is moving in the right direction. More than double the amount that believed it.
It had airs of his speech at the convention, which was, you know, talking about dysfunction and then saying, "Look at us, look at it." It was a.
I mean, look at New Jersey.
Well, it was a little bit of look at Chris Christie, look at our administration, look what we've done.
Yeah, but
do you disagree?
Well, here's the thing: you can forget about bipartisan cooperation in New Jersey. The Democrats are frustrated. The Democrats are going to put up a candidate for governor because it's the law. You have to. But the Democrats are having a hard time putting up a strong candidate right now. And I don't think they're going to put up a strong candidate. However, I also don't think the Democrats in the legislature are going to work with Chris Christie to get things done. Why? Because they don't want him to look good. So this so-called kumbaya bipartisanship is not going to continue in the State House. And Christie is going to have a hard time talking about that. He's going to be talking about what they did in the rearview mirror, meaning the past, not the future.
Now, on your TV show, you have a TV show
on public television.
And you asked Governor Christie point blank about whether he had aspirations.
2016.
Okay. Should we roll a little bit of that interview?
Not? Sure. You going to be ready?
Who knows? I mean, we'll see. By definition, I'll be more ready than I would have been before if I'm doing my job the right way. But it doesn't mean that I'll be ready, and even if I am, it doesn't mean that I'll decide to do it. And then he was someplace.
When can we see this interview, by the way, Steve?
Tonight on PBS, the public television station in New Jersey, next week, and the public television station in New York. And by the way, you're right, you said this before, the governor is making the rounds nationally, but I'll just say this, not just because we're friends and I do the show a lot. This audience is an important audience for the governor, and because
absolutely
very important.
Having said that, whether it is Chris Christie, Governor Cuomo, Senators Schumer, Gillibrand, the state senators who represent the Garden State and Connecticut, the national stage is great, but the voters are here. And once again,
this is where they
we
get the information.
Yeah.
Governor Christie to appear on our program, and Governor Cuomo, and do local television, which is, you know, the bread and butter of the political system.
Because
here.
people tune into local television to get information about their community, about what matters in their lives. And, you know, those are my feelings, it's our feelings, and hopefully the governor will take heed.
Steve Adubato, great to see you. Thank you so much for breaking that down on the State of the State address.
I'm just kind of the red woman in the red dress. By the way, what's the Italian word for faux? You said faux before.
Yes.
The Italian word I just heard was fugazi. Is it wrong that I said that?
I've never heard that.
I heard it in Donnie Brasco in a movie. You ever hear that movie?
Yes, I've heard of that movie.
Send the letters to
yeah, exactly.
Steve Adubato on Facebook,
Look,
PhD.
Dave's moved out.
Dave, will you come over here?
He's being duct taped again.
Dave, come on.
Listen, we have to go because we have to start celebrating very soon. Did you know that Inside Edition is celebrating 25 years?
I saw Deborah Norville. Yeah.
Deborah Norville's here.